1, 2, 3, 4.
What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Mudblood podcast. The podcast this week, people have been messaging me fucking daily from Saturday night. Obviously, you know what fucking went on. And Willie's away. So, most Willies are away. And we'll be away for the next fucking lot of weeks. Because I tell you what, there'll not be one dick pic sent in Belfast for the next couple of months. Because we were put to shame by a bunch of fellas on stage with fucking... I didn't even know they came in that size. So this week, I've decided to bring on a friend of mine, a guy who is my PT and who has done a bit of Buff Butler. What would you say?
Aye, naked butler running about with an apron on with very little else on. Like.
So it's Emmet Mckenna. You might know him off Instagram. If you don't, you'll know him on social media. He is a PT from Belfast who does it different from other people. A very normal fella from Belfast, typical Belfast sort of guy, I would say. And he's on there and he's doing great stuff. But he's going to be the co-host this week. So I just think for the week that it is, Emmet, it's good to have somebody on who has a bit of background in that business and stuff like that.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm going to give you first-hand fucking knowledge of what it's like to be doing that job, like, so...
Yeah.
Might as well, fuck's sake.
But the whole thing about it is, I think just people... Whenever I was coming out, I'll tell you the story of me, right? I was coming out on Saturday night from the gym because it didn't get, as obviously you know the crack, but I was going before I had a gig in Newry. And when I came down the stairs, the doors had opened in Newry at 7 and I was walking out of the gym at 7:10. So it only like 15 minutes to get. But a guy in the Damneys was sitting with all the pleasure boys. And I didn't know what they were or who they were.
Aye, they're probably in normal clothes then, like.
They were just in tracksuits.
Aye.
So they could have been a sports team, could have been anything, but he shouted, "Paddy, the dagger!" And I went, "What's happening?" And
The dagger compared to them boys anyway.
So they said, he was saying why you were called the fucking dagger, and I was like, yes. And one of them says, "Let us see." And I went, "Who are you?" And they went, "We're the pleasure boys." And I went, "What he's doing?" And they says, "We're doing a strip show in there." And I went, "What? Show me." And they showed me the poster and they went, "That's the poster there, double XL show." And I says, "Well, I'm not showing you the dagger then if you're double XL, because you only think double XL about me is my fucking t-shirt." Do you know what I mean? And they all busted out laughing. They got a pic with me and then I left and went to Newry. I woke up on Sunday morning, my phone's going ballistic. And then I started seeing the videos and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I was on 2 mains whether to show her them or not. I was going to myself,
well, you don't want her disappointed then.
do you know what I mean? It's just sort of feeling like she gets short-changed a wee bit there, do you know what I mean? Jimmy, well,
She picked up the
well,
wrong man from the Davenage.
So I didn't say anything, and then it just, as the day got on, it just got worse because I was on the phone loads. So I said there, the reason why I'm on the phone here is, did you hear about the Davenage? She was like, what is it? And I was like, there was a magic make sort of show on. And she went, fuck, I didn't know. I'd have went, hear me, you would have went, would you? You would have went. She went, but what's wrong with you? And I was like, fucking magic make show. And she was like, well, sorry if you used to go to strip clubs. And I went, strip clubs aren't like that.
We have fucking bouncers holding us back. Like.
The guy running about with his fucking doodah on, and the Davenys is standing looking over you, and you have to sit in your fucking hands like that there, making sure you don't touch. And you're not allowed to touch.
Yeah, 100%.
And she was like, and I mean, no, honestly, like, I've never been in a strip club where they're allowed to touch or anything. Like, none of that's happened. It's all been supervised and it's all been stuff like that. So she was like, oh, well, and then I showed her the videos and she went, oh, right. I didn't know what. And I was like, well, what are you doing? She was like, well, you would say no, but she also said, well, the drink's in, the wet's out sometimes. Which...
well, crowd mentality. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, there was always... See, whenever I did that, like, there was always a couple of bad eggs in the group, right? There was always a couple of ones that would have just made it worse. Because as you say, men don't really get to do that. Like, that's not... Like, whenever we go to strip clubs, you're not allowed to fucking be running about on stage. You're not fucking fingering them, like. So at the end of the day, you're not... So, like, equivalent to that is fucking grabbing their dicks and shaking it around, doing all that shit there. So, see what I found with it, like, whenever I did it, it was different.
And how did you get into it? Like...
How did I get into it? Basically, I stayed in a hostel, and whenever I came into the room then, say somebody from the past had a look and says, fuck you could do something with that body, so you could. So I says, you know what, actually my mate does butler in the buff, and she says, you apply for that job, do it, apply for the job. So what I did was, I sent a thing to the application for the form. Your man did a video call with me, he looks at me, he says, let me see down below, and I says, yeah, no worries. He says, happy days, you've got the job, right? sends me out this manual about what you're not allowed to do. 75 pages. 75 pages of you're not allowed to touch the client, you're not allowed to drink with the client, you're not allowed to have sex with the client. I was like, fuck me, I thought I was a party boy here, not an actual waiter. I was like, this is a load of shit, this.
Right.
And there's a test at the end. So next thing fucking, he says to me, you passed the test anyway, and you're going to do a first gig, it's for free. A man called George is going to give you a ring, and he rings me up anyway, so we're doing the job together. And I'm basically like on a trial shift, and he says fucking yes, lad. Fucking have it, lad. Fucking have it tonight, lad. Fucking yes.
So
and I was like,
was there many from here doing it? Was it a company from here or was it an English?
no, this was in Australia. I forgot to mention that bit. I was only 22 or 23 in Australia, fuck's sake. So I was like, it's alright, fuck's sake, if I did it in Belfast, I'd be bumping into Meander or something.
Right,
you know what I mean? So I was like,
it was in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So you're away from home, that makes it open up, like you're like, nobody's gonna...
Holiday mode, know what I mean? Like, although I did do one here, like, but anyway... So your man fucking goes, fucking yes, lad, let's have it and all the night, like, right? So I was like, what about that manual? He's like, see that fucking manual, lad, throw it in the fucking bin, lad, yes. So I was like, right, happy days, this sounds good, like, so we get to the gig anyway, and there's 30 women there, 15 of them are Irish. We go in and get changed. The same way them boys wearing tracksuits before, we walk past them and come out in our wee dicky bow in our apron, and your dick's out, like, you know, there's no trunks on underneath the apron, like, so we come out anyway, and the girls are like, oh, Jesus Christ, these guys are fucking gorgeous, blah, blah, right, so... they says to me, can you make an espresso martini? And I was like, what the fuck's that? I was 22, I didn't even know what an espresso martini was. And I was like, I can make you a vodka Sprite. And she was like, don't worry, lad, I'll make it for you. And I was like, what? I'm not allowed to drink. She was like, well, your friend's been drinking for about half an hour. And I looked over and he's fucking like, fucking yes, lad, with a fucking, with a bottle of champagne, right? So I was like, oh, happy days. This is alright, this here now. Like, if he's drinking, I'm drinking. Fucking, there's never one for following the rules anyway.
First trial, alright, lad. Fuck it.
I know, So, first game we're playing is pin the penis on the butler, right? So, I'm standing at the front of the thing here, and he's standing beside me, and there's 15 women in each queue, and they're blindfolded, and they're coming up with these sticky dicks, and they're grabbing your dick and sticking it on. Right? So I turn around to him about the fifth bird in a row, grab my dick, and I says to him, is this a job? And he's like, fucking yes, lad. So I was like...
Why are you working with Bullseye?
I know, it was a fucking laugh, like... So...
let's have a look at what you would have won.
Honestly, that was the way it was, like, and I was like, this guy's fucking such crack. Do you know what I mean? So, as the night went on, the bride-to-be started getting really rowdy with me, right? And when I say rowdy, she was like jumping on top of me and fucking slapping me and going, yeah, and just getting it really hyped up. Right. So I was like, fucking giving it stacks anyway. I was giving it more rice than China. Sure, why not? Sure, I'm trying to get the job, like. And the mother-in-law to be came over to me. She was like, excuse me, would you put my daughter-in-law down? I can't be having this now. And I was like, all right, no worries. I was just trying to... She was like, just dance with her, do the waltz or something. So I says...
Do the waltz.
So I was like, all right, so here's me fucking...
Sounds like the mother-in-law was fucking a wee bit jealous.
I was like...
I wish the big lad was fucking told me about it.
I was like, this is awkward as fuck here, right? So next thing, here's me waltzing away, right? And I looked over my shoulder, and there's 3 or 4 girls sitting looking at me. And I says, what are you looking at? And it says, we were trying to work out, could you fit this champagne float in your bum? And I says, well, sure, I'll give it a rattle anyway, like. So... so I took the champagne flute, right, and fucking put it in, but it was upright, you know, it's holding champagne in it, and I got it, and she was like, Jesus, girls, he can fucking do it, he can do it, and they all got everybody else, and he's like, fuck me, lad, fucking yes. So let's have a look at what you would have won. That's how I fucking like it, lad. So see the fucking the bride-to-be, she was like, pardon me mouth. So she sat down on a fucking thing. Here's me waddling over, right, with a fucking champagne flute up my hole, right, and so, like, trying to pour this fucking thing in. It was awkward as fuck. But anyway, like, it was good crack. It kind of happened. Yeah. Anyway, I was able to hold the thing anyway. I did the task at hand. So, as the night went on, we kind of went to go get changed. And the girls broke into the room. Here's us bollock naked. We were like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, where the fuck do you think you're going all? They were like, we'd pay you to stay. We were like, well, fuck, son. Like, sure, it's 2 lads in a room with 30 women.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we? Like, so we stayed anyway. And we're getting fucking mangled with the girls. Like, next thing, he comes over to me, he's like, here, lad. He's like, you need to get in that fucking bedroom right now, lad. And I was like, why, what's up? He's like, get in that fucking bedroom, lad. So I walked in the room, and there's 4 of them all licking each other out and fingering each other and all, right? And I was like, well, lads, room for a wee one, eh? You know? And like, one of them, like, she was mid, like, and she turned around and looked at me, and she was like, this is a private affair, and you better fuck off. And I was like, why not, like, is there no room for me? She was like, get out now. So I walked out of the room, And he says to me, here, lad, did they tell you to fuck off? And I went, yeah. He says, that's all right. I was just checking it wasn't me and it was them. So I says to him, fucking you're a wanker. So anyway.
It's a private party.
I know, So there's, as it says, there's always a couple of bad eggs. So there's always one or two running around pouring champagne and making you, like you're like a play toy. They're just getting you really fucked. And so much so that I'm fucking probably had about 3 or 4 bottles of champagne in me. I'm absolutely Mangalore and Bangalore here.
Yep.
And blacked out. I woke up on a sofa in another house and I was like, hello? And some fella came out of the room. He's like, right, lad, who are you? And I was like, I'm Emmet. Who are you? And he's like, you're fucking Georgie's mate. Georgie, you're fucking friends, eh? I had candle wax all over my jeans, right? Excuse me, all over my jeans. And I was like, George, what the fuck happened here? And he says, I don't fucking know, mate. He's like, I don't even know how you got here. So here's me going, fuck's sake, I've had the best night of my life here and I've not got the job. I've obviously fucking collapsed or hit something. Yeah. Neither of us know to this day what happened. Your man rang me and he says, well, Emmet, how'd you get on? Here's me sweating buckets on the tram back to the city centre. No, it was roasting. It was in Melbourne, like, so it was fucking boiling. Like, here's me sitting hung over to the dick, sweating it out. And he says, well, how'd you think you got on then? I was like, yeah, I think I got on already. He was like, you had the best report of any butler we've ever had. He was like, you're fucking hard, mate. He was like, that's the best job ever here. And he's like, fucking you.
Then you're going, what was it doing with candles? I can't remember.
Obviously something fucking happened. I don't even fucking know. But yeah. So that was gig 1. So like, obviously from then, like, do you know what I mean? You know what's gonna, like, you kind of, I feel like I peaked early though, because I was always expecting that level of madness. And
it's your first experience of it, so obviously it was always going to be the best.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, fuck me. You put any 22-year-old in a room with 30 women.
Do you get what I mean? It's always going to be best. In the end, it's like when I done my first comedy gig, it was like drugs.
Aye.
When I get up on the stage, I was like, I need to do that again. I'm not saying that it didn't, but I've never felt the same way as the first time. Like, do you know what I mean? The first time 100%. Was like, fucking man hooked me. Do you know 100%. I've had good feelings and stuff, but that
first one's the fucking, that's the one that hits you, like.
And that's what happened to you, basically. That was a job for you.
Fuck sure, I was like fucking right. I was like,
and how long did you do it for?
Did it for 6 months in Australia, and then 2022, my dad rang me and he says, Emmet, my mate Pat has a hotel up in Donegal, he's doing a ladies' night. He was like, can you come out of retirement? And I says,
is your dad
no, he isn't, no. He did write a sex novel though, like, but he's wrote 2 sex novels.
Your dad wrote 2 sex novels?
yeah. He's trying to get published at the minute, like, so talk to the author and try and get it published. Yeah, it's weird whenever he makes you read them though, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, fuck's sake, but so he brings me in.
My son came in with a champagne flute and he stuck it in his...
Champagne flute's more like fucking cum dropping from the end of my cock.
Oh, right, okay.
That's fucking extreme,
like. Not proper.
So I was like, alright, see you later, time, alright. But anyway, he rings me and he says, Emmet, need you to do a fucking show up in Donegal here for his hotel. Like, you'll get everything sorted, like, they'll pay you a load of money for it, blah, blah, blah. 180 women, and I get my mate to come up with me. Like, he had done a wee bit of that kind of work, not proper fucking shows the way I had, but a wee bit of it anyway. So, do you know why you're saying women can say no? See at that show there, my dad was collecting glasses at the event, right? So, like, women would be, like, we and him would be walking about, like, knowing all the birds be asking for pictures and giving it stacks. And they put some girl on the stage and they were like, it's her 40th birthday. One of you needs to do, like, a magic mic. So, like, Peter has fucking 2 left feet. Like, I can shimmy, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I fucking says dead on to put the magic mic music on or ride that pony or whatever it was, like. And I came out and fucking giving it the fucking full race, walk over to her and she goes, step away from me now. Step away from me right now. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? Why is up? No, there's 180 birds here. Like, just, I'm not doing anything weird. Like, and she was like, no, step away from me now. I've got a fella. I'm not fucking doing this. This is not fair. And I was like, all right, DJ, reverse. No one fucking get out of there. And that's what I'm saying to you. You can't say no. Like, there's nobody makes you do it. No, it's a crowd thing where it's like, 100%. You read the room, like, so you do that stuff. 100%. People go either up or down with it. Like,
I done the door, right, for years, and I used to call it Murder's Day. Nobody like, it was the one, if you said to me, if you could pick a day that was the worst, St. Paddy's Day or Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, aye.
And St. Paddy's Day was there mainly because everybody brings the kids into the bar.
Aye.
So, like, when I was working bars, the stairs would have been filled with kids, and there would have been fellas and girls black walking down with glasses above kids' heads. And I used to be pulling my hair as a doorman because I'm sober, and I'm going, them kids is going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to fall on them, whatever. So, I remember shutting the bar down and was like, turn the music off the fuck. It's 7 o'clock, kids the fuck out of the bar. But Mother's Day, I remember I was working in a certain bar and it was in the middle floor. There was houses right beside the bar. And it was that warm in the room. It was Mother's Day. They all had a meal. So they'd been there from 12 o'clock that day. This was about 8 or 9 o'clock that night. And the fella from one of the houses came in and went, mate, you're going to have to shut them windows. I'm in the fucking house here trying to get the kids to sleep for school. I took it as his missus was away out for Mother's Day and he didn't know how to fucking deal with kids, so he was trying to put them to bed.
Aye.
But the music was keeping the kids awake. So I went up the stairs and I looked in and they had opened all the windows in the middle floor, and they're all fucking going mad. And I went, fuck's sake. I walked through the crowd and went in and shut the windows and they went, what are you doing, you fucking dickhead? And I was like, listen, the fella in the house, or I have to shut them because he's fucking going mad, he can hear the music. So we need to keep the windows shut with the music fucking blaring. Right. I walked out of the room. I'm standing in the door. 5 minutes later, he comes in. Did you not shut the windows? You mean I did? And I went, you may fucking shut them again. And I walked in and I swore to fuck Emmet. I get out and the only thing I had left on me was one shoe, my socks on both feet, my trousers were all ripped, and my fucking shirt, they ripped completely.
Horny hyenas, aren't they?
They're just fucking, like, it started with like a bit of, one of them grabbed me by a shirt, don't be shutting the window. And then the next minute I stood up, my shirt's open, and then they went, fuck, he's a stripper or something. Do you know what I mean? So next minute they're all pulling it.
That's what it is. It's like a crowd mentality.
I get down the stairs and the old doorman went, what the fuck? I mean, you may go up and get my shoes. She said, I'm not getting in there. Well, I had to send one of the wee girls to collect the glasses to go and get the fucking shoe. And I had to put a fucking t-shirt on. And I went, I'm never working this again. It was fucking mental.
Yeah, but that there kind of thing, mate, that is the way it goes. Like, sure, It's not... See, if you come in the lowest rooms, majority of them won't be up for that. But if there's one or two, or maybe even 3 or 4,
then it's all a bit of crack. Which
lads can't actually do that, though. Like, see if it was the other way around, we just can't.
And people are going to say, oh, fucking the fellas all complaining. Yeah, obviously there's dick envy, 100%. There's a lot of dick envy's going to be. Like, there'll be no dick pics sent. There'll be, a lot of lads is like, oh,
shriveling up. Like.
We feel like we're getting thing. I was told they were all pumped. I heard they had a machine that was all pumped, and then, like, elastics put on the top of it.
Fuck right,
bonds. Like, genuinely, that's what I was told.
Nobody ever gave me a pump.
But that's what I said. I said, did anybody see what the machine was called?
Where do you get that?
Did you get a number of it or something? But, no, we'll obviously have length, but it must be to keep it fucking... I don't know. I was
sure they would need to, like... Because I was watching and I was going, fuck, like... You'd be fucking doing well to be hanging on to a boner for a full couple of hours. Like,
well, apparently this is a trade secret. I don't know, whatever it is. But I don't know the ins and outs yet. But... the whole point of it is, me and her were talking about it, and yes, when the drink's in, the wet's out. So you have that, but you can't say no. But not everyone that was there, like I watched the video, you can see people with their backs, and I can hear comments like, what the actual fuck was said. And
aye.
So not everybody that was at that show.
People that would have said that, I guarantee you, see the handful that were on the stage, the rest of the ones would have been fuck, this
and
is
people
awkward.
need to know that too, because... Are you tired with the same brush because you were there?
You didn't know, because it's not like stripping's even legal here, so...
Exactly.
Like, most of the Emmets would have been going, and they would have thought they would have been getting something where it was, like, a bit risky, but not... But I get the opposite.
A lot of girls were saying they thought, like, they would have maybe been naked, but constantly covering it.
Yeah.
Like, my 18th birthday, right? We were talking at the start, right, about, like, keeping clothes on and stuff like that.
Aye.
From I've been no age, like my ma says, when I was 1987, we were in Bulgaria, and there was this boatyard, and I kept disappearing on the beach. I kept disappearing in this boatyard, and she was going to my dad, he keeps going in that boatyard, what the fuck is it? Dad's going, I don't know. So my ma says, go and check and see what he's doing. And my dad went in and checked, and I had climbed up on all these canoes and was looking over this wall. And my dad climbed up and looked over, and it was the nudist beach in Bulgaria was behind a wall.
Aye.
I was climbing up, wee fucking pervert at 7.
Well, sure. At least you knew what way he swung.
But that's what I mean. I was looking in and I was going, I must have been going.
Probably knew what way he swung too.
But I was probably going to myself, that's where I need to be. Do you know what I mean? So then it was one of them ones that was just like, oh, fucking blah, blah, blah. And when I was 18, my 18th birthday party, my granny was there with all her friends from bingo and fucking all that there. And my mate grabbed me and went, come on. And we went into the back room and here's me, what am I doing? He went, a plate dance. And I went, what's a plate dance? And we lifted 2 plates, stripped completely naked. It was my 18th. It was like all my family, my sisters, my granny. you know, like there was 5 little strangers there.
Aye,
And me and him come out and done the fucking plate dance.
It's funny you say that, like, because at my granny's 80th, she has all her family's from up here and up the west, and I had some of them, like my dad's 94 first cousins or something, so there's fucking big squad of them. So anyway, one of my great aunties had never met me before, and she says we were all sitting there in granny's wee tiny living room, fucking really small, like, and we're all sitting there anyway, and she goes, first things first before I get blocked, who the fuck is him about me? And she grabbed this fucking, she got my dad to give him this fly swatter, and she's like, come here, you, I fucking want you. No, I was like, I'm your fucking great nephew here, for fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, it's the exact same. You're like, no, this isn't supposed to be like that. Fuck's sake, I'm still blood related to you.
She was all over.
I didn't give a fuck.
But it was just one of them ones where just always fucking had that thing. And then, obviously, I'm called a dagger and whatever, and like all the comedians, like the older comedians, younger ones all don't know about it, but like I would have just showed it, I just pulled it out to lads and all. And then one of them said about it, the podcast, and was like, it's getting a wee bit, you know, like I don't want to see it.
Aye.
So I just stopped. So now like Willie's fucking, I know Willie from he's fucking 17, he's been doing this podcast with me for 3 years. He's never seen it.
Has he not?
No, so he does. So Willie doesn't even, he knows what's her because he's heard the stories from the older comedians. But the way society is, I'm like, I can't do that no more because it's like, one of them ones where people are like, no. So I go,
you can still do it, it's just whether it's received or not, like, at the end of the day.
But this is the risk you have to take. So do you do that and then somebody goes, fucking pulled out his willy to me and I didn't want it, you know, it's me too sort of fucking thing. So
suppose you can do, do you ever see when you get a wee bit older, you ever see the older boys in the gym, in the changing room, like, they just stand walled out and just stand talking to each other and it's like, oh, so here, what's the crack, their dicks just hanging it. You'll be able to show it again, Paddy, you'll be alright.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it, it's just, it's one of them things where you see then videos like that went out and stuff like that and the way people reacted and then me and her were fighting over it, but I think it's all that sort of, we've never had anything like that here.
Yeah.
We've never, and do you know what? It's going to fucking push. It's going to push.
Push boundaries isn't a bad thing. Like, see, even on the radio over in Australia, for example, mate, like, their radio presenter, the biggest radio in the country, he's called the Kyle and Jackie O Show, right? And he's like, fucking cunt this and fucking cunt that. And I used to be listening to it every morning when I was a truck driver and be like, this is, like, our radio back home, they wouldn't even say shit. Never mind fucking cunt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do need to move forward.
Yes.
Maybe not dicks out the stage move forward just yet, but like somewhere in between where it's like, have a bit more crack for fuck's sake, loosen up, like the rest of the world's loosen up, like.
No, I know, and do you know what? If people want to go to that and they know what they're getting, well,
yeah,
let it happen.
That's up their thing. Let
it happen. A load of fellas will hate me. I'll go bollocks, buddy. You know, you'll have fucking proper fucking people from West Belfast who hate the UP who'll be going down that fucking lane of like.
We're not having crack here.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it did, and there's been a few. I've heard a few relationships and stuff from it.
Yeah, so
and that's look. It would happen even if it was just a couple of fellas in a bar because people's all seen them videos of concerts where somebody, like a couple having sex at the side and then it turns out that somebody's fucking already in a relationship. So that happening the other night is no different from stuff like that happening.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're grabbing some other man's dick, like, you're cheating. Like, there's a line of, like, you're having a crack and all, and you're going to get involved. You're not going to not participate. But if you're grabbing somebody's dick, that's like me going to a strip club and grabbing some bird's funny. You're not
allowed to do it.
You're not allowed to do it.
No.
And if I came home and says to my missus, is that alright? Obviously she'd be like, no, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, no, you've obviously just cheated on me.
Well, that's it.
So you can't blame the guy for, I mean, it's probably also, he's probably going, fuck, I'm never going to get enough for it again here. After size your man's Walter, like.
They found a massive hole in the road at the top of Donegal Road, and the road's been closed for a couple of days, and I'm like, it's a bit funny, the Pleasure Boys was here, now there's a big hole in the road, that's it, you know what I mean? One of them was in the pasty bap Naldo's and dropped the stick out, fuck, cracked the road there.
It turned into a battered sausage, fuck's sake.
But, like, see what dickhead says. Genuinely, like, if you look at statistics, there's only about 2% of the world's population have a dickhead size.
Fuck me. I must only be in the 1%.
For that small.
that's still 150 people, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2%.
Yeah.
No, it's not, I mean, but...
So if you know 50 fellas, you're going... Well,
there's a fella I know, right, who has one that's really, really long, like, fucking, that I knew growing up. And what he would have come in that like the rock bar one time we were all in it, and it was one of them days where everybody picking a football bet and everybody won. Like it was one of them ones. It was an easy bet for everybody to win. So everybody had a couple of quid. Say everybody was putting a tenner on a bet. Everybody like had 180 quid. If you put 20 on it, you had 400 quid. So the drink was everywhere in the rock. Everybody was blocked. And this guy came in at about 7:30. And we'd all collect our winnings at fucking 4:45. So everybody was fucking juiced to Alex. But everybody was fighting. I don't know what happened, but there was just a fight happening. And he came in. And everybody's just fighting. And he was like, is there a pint here I can have? And the fight was mostly about drinking stuff. That's our pints. There's just tables of fucking pints. And he pulled his fucking cock out. And it was the first time I seen it. And he put it into about 6 pints. And he went, that's mine. I drink, he drinks.
That's you, coming right there, fuck's sake.
But his dick was at the bottom of the glass. And he still had his full hand.
Fuck me.
On the top of it.
That's mental.
And I remember going, what the fuck is that? And I thought it was.
I feel like this is the same guy I know.
I tell you. That genuinely can't be real. Like I was going, that can't be real. So I got to know him over the years. Mm-hmm. And the many times he's told me that he's met a bird or went with a bird and just seen it and went, that's not going to near me.
Well, you can imagine. Like, I mean, you're going to ruin me forever.
Yeah.
Where do you go from that?
He says like more times than fucking it has happened. The girls went, get the fuck.
Aye. Well, see, whenever I used to work in a call centre here a load of years ago, there was 2 fellas that I would have knew one of them.
Must have been some shit going on there.
Aye, well, this was a weird one, right? This culty fella I used to work with was like, he just says to me one day, he taps me, he says, see that fella there? He's like, wants to see the size of his dick. And I was like, I don't really want to see the size of his dick. And he's like, no, you fucking have to see it here. Come here. I'll show you here. He's like, yo, come here. Your man came over anyway, right? And he says, show him your dick. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I was like, what's happening here? I don't want to see it, right? And he says, stick it on my shoulder, sure. Just put it on my shoulder. Through his jeans was like a breeze block on his shoulder. Like I looked and I was like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, hi mate, it is as big as you think it is. Like, and I was like, how is it through fucking jeans? Like, do you know what I mean? Jeans are restrictive. They're not fucking like flexing. And he says, I make dildos for like as like a side hustle. Like, so like dildo companies send me out molds and I make them. And I was like, that's fucking unbelievable. So see your man you're talking about, I feel like that's the same fucking fella. Because I'm like, I couldn't be that many of them running around.
I know.
That fucking size, fuck's sake.
And it's like, they got that collection of men and put them on the stage. So all the women's like, hold on, there's actually 10 of these in here with that there. Like, there's something going wrong with all our houses, do you know what I mean?
They're like, they're fucking should have picked better, like, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake.
Your mum was carrying a plank over his shoulder.
There was, this is a fucking true bill. There was a case, I think it was England, there was a black stripper in England, and he used to do this routine. He was called the donkey, right? And he used to do this routine where he used to jump over a woman on a seat. But your woman put her head up and his thing hit her in the head and he gave her whiplash and she fucking sued him.
Holy fuck.
Can you Google that? Do you want to Google that in your computer?
Yeah, I'll do it on Willie's account.
Well, if you're going to look for a Willie, you may as well do it in that. The first photo I put up on Sunday was Willie doing call guard or like a ringer in his wee thing, and I was like, some crack in the fucking thing, picture for illustration only, Big Willie. Do you know what I mean? that was why I put it up. But yeah, your man, he hit her with his cock, and it went to court, and then it was like the judge was like, you need
proof for this.
We'll need to see the thing, the weapon, the hit her, and your man got it out in court.
Fuck me.
Your man got it out in court, and the judge might give her like. She won the case apparently because
it must be like a baseball bat.
It was like fucking serious fucking. There was no picture of it, I think, but the judge was like, "Jesus Christ, if I hit you, that's like a bag of spuds, fucking."
Well, your man through the jeans, I'll never forget the set because I wasn't particularly looking for it. And see when you see this thing sitting on your man's shoulder,
you feel inadequate, don't you?
You're just like,
but
that doesn't fucking make sense.
Does women feel like that with other women having bigger breasts? I don't know.
I see, like, I've heard girls have said this before. Like my bird said this to me, like, you know, like all women, you know, we compare each other up, and I'm like, not quite the same thing. Men don't view it like that because
Yeah.
It's not the same. Like,
But is it tits for women? Is that what
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they
I'm
look
sure
at
there's
each
tits. I think
I'm sure they
there
look
is.
at each other and go, fuck, I'd love to have her. But sure, they're far more like that than us. Like, don't
No,
they
I
be
know.
complimentary and all to each
Yeah,
other? Like,
yeah.
we're more like, fuck me.
know.
Reverse.
I know.
Get out of here, fuck's sake.
And I think that mindset, like, even talking about your fucking maybe going away from it a wee bit, but you PTing, like, it's you aren't your typical PT that you would have
Nah.
had. You're a PT, you do a brilliant job, obviously, and the results is in your pudding, so to speak. But I like the way you are on social media because you're proper. When we had a conversation, when we had the phone call, you were saying to me, fuck, it's good to fucking hear somebody talking like that, and I was saying the same about you. I was going, that's why I sort of went, yeah, because I have all these fucking English people, and not taking away from English, but they're PTs.
Take away
and all
from a
that.
wee bit. Like.
Fuck them, right? And,
Fuck them.
they took my land, now they want to take my fat. But they'd be on and going, that's dead on. But I'd prefer to have a rapport with somebody where, you know, I could send you a message and go, fuck's sake, Emmet, this is working. And you're going, right, fuck's sake, you're doing this wrong.
Yeah.
And it's more real. Do you know what I mean? It's more...
Well, for me, mate, like, for the first 6 months of my doing social media thing, obviously I've been doing the social media for a year, but been coaching for far more than that.
Oh,
like,
yeah, like, Emmet
years.
isn't just an overnight fucking success thing.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
been
people think with me,
years,
they go, oh, fuck, somebody seen me driving the car the other day and they were like, here, fuck, I must get into the comedy, like, if that's what you're getting, like, you know, where do I get on the fucking stage here? And I'm like,
cracking jokes like that.
this
That's
is
why.
13 fucking years in the making.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
you know, like,
See, at the start, mate, whenever you say about being like, no, like just being normal, I was trying to be like the other PTs. I was like, I never really liked PTs. I'll be honest with you. I found I didn't fit in with them because I didn't come from a background where I came from a background where you go out and you get blocked. Like me and my dad would go out and get blocked and all, and like we did that kind of thing. Like I'd be taking gear at the weekend and all, and you know. And it went from like I didn't have any circle of people that were sitting there and eating chicken and rice and fucking going for sea dips and doing that shit. It just wasn't me.
Yeah.
So I didn't really fit in that way. So whenever I initially started doing the social media thing, I was trying to do what they were doing.
you were just looking online and going,
I'm saying,
this is what you got to do.
oh, you've got to be a born cunt. You've got to do this. You've got to do that because that's what they're all doing.
Can I tell you the one that I hate the most?
Go ahead.
How's it going, guys? We're looking for 12 fellas in the West Belfast area.
Aye.
The what? And I'm like,
They've been... See, the problem is with them...
don't
is-
get me wrong, that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I hate them videos. See if
Nobody's
somebody
gonna-
came out and went, listen, this pack of fat cunts, there's bound to be 12 of you about the fucking local area. Send me your big bellies and you just don't want it. See if they don't want it no more, on the fuck. See that kind of video? It would hit home with me more so than, hi guys, you know.
Well, it's different strokes for different folks because see the high guys thing, right? Not for me. Not at all. And I wouldn't be banned from somebody who was like that. But there's people out there that would respond better to that. Where for me, lads like you, normal people who get it, and they're like, so it means then when I'm doing your checking and stuff, I'm just like, right, fuck's sake, Paddy, what are you doing here? Like, fucking tell me what's happening because that's the way you would talk to me. So I don't. There's no point in me going, Paddy, what's going on? Why are you doing that? You know, that's not. Yeah. It's not going to be genuinely me.
And it's me sending you going, this is the crack here and this is what there, and you're going, fuck's sake, must be something else then, whatever. And 100%, and it works better.
Yeah. Just means you can build a rapport. Like, seeing the social media thing, like it's, you know, I was trying the different things and it wasn't working. And then it was whenever I started being me, I started being like, what would I want to listen to? If I wanted to work with somebody, what is actually naturally feeling more for me? And I was like, it started then to click then because it was so easy. Because it was like, oh, well, I'll just swear. I'll just be the way I would. I'll just crack dirty jokes and all. Because that's the way I would be in real life.
I like the fact that like you would come back and you say, I had all the shit and I done all that. You know, don't hide where you come from.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the same with me. So see for me to be see at the minute, it's took me to go, you're doing this wrong, you're living your life wrong, you're fucking doing this. And I don't want to be like that. But I also don't want to have turkey fucking teeth, fucking go and get a fucking operation to make me lose weight.
Yeah.
I can fucking lose weight myself. I don't need to go and get my stomach fucking done. That's a cheating way out of it, I think.
So do I, to be honest. But
and I don't think it's... And listen, if it works for... Because I know people's got it done that's worked for them. 100% if that's for you. But I actually enjoy the feeling I get when I'm fit. I actually enjoy the training aspect of it. I actually enjoy all that. And I feel... Like, genuinely, I was walking to do a gig the other night and I had just come out of the gym. And I swear to God, I had...
the endorphins hit you and you were feeling great.
Fuck's sake, I walked on the stage and I thought, and I'm not 10 feet tall, but I fucking felt it. Do you know what I mean? It was just, I was well pumped and it was all good. So I think for me, it's what fits me. So me saying like, I don't like them videos, I don't like that because I've tried that stuff and went with PTs like that before. Yeah. And it's too formal and it's too strict in a sense. You're strict. You're keeping on top of me. You're going, well, what are you doing and what are you eating and all? But I'm staying more with it because I feel like, well, he understands.
I'm being real with you.
Like, and I'm being real with you and I'm going, fuck, I feel like this and I feel like that. And I love the fact that you're like, how are you feeling and how are you feeling about this and how are you feeling about that and I just like, fucking didn't get any fucking sleep with kids and fucking good and fucking just being normal with you. Whereas an ordinary PT, some of them PTs I found when I was with them like, well, you need to find time and you need to get your wife to just look
There's no understanding there.
Listen, how long the fuck?
See some of my clients, mate, they've came to me and they've been like, oh, I'm fucking partying too much, mate. And I've said to them, right, okay, so write out your goals for me, mate, for the year, what it is you want to do. So then whenever it comes to them fucking up and partying, then 2 or 3 weeks in, then I've said to them, see them goals, like, you're never going to get there if you keep doing this. So at what point do you make that decision? Because I led the fucking line for it.
100%.
I literally was party guy for 12 years, you know what I mean? So most of my life. And then I was like, I had this sort of awakening around the time whenever I joined like a mentorship to bring my business up, coaches mentorship in case you know who they are. And
see if people think them mentoring things are shit. Like we spoke a wee bit about it with Tom Smith and different people. They're not shite. They're definitely not shite, and the people aren't full of shite. It works. It genuinely works. It's just how committed you are to it. And there's all different types of courses and mentors.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I respect. See what happens is on social media, right? People see the video and they get wound up by what it is, right? They don't realise that there's a method to the madness. So me dressing up in a dress, for example, right? I'm trying to get your attention. I don't
pay for it.
I know, I'm fucking pay for that shit. People think that's like, oh, like I'll get comments and people be like, oh, what's that got to do with fitness? And you're like, I just got you commenting, you balloon. You didn't even fucking realise. All I'm doing is catching your attention because if I'm sitting there with a bag of fucking brown rice trying to explain to you something with a brown rice, you're not going to listen because you're like boring because nobody wants to fucking see it.
See, if people think they don't do that anyway, they're so wrong. Like a girl just dressing up to go out for a night out is doing it to catch attention.
Absolutely.
Well, you think, and it mightn't be, and I'm not putting this out there just saying like girls. I mean, even if
it's very healthy feminine.
But I'm making girls because girls will make up more than men.
Yeah.
Make more of an effort than men. And that's not even just for the other men to notice them, it's for the girls too, like, because the girls would be in more competition with themselves. I think now fellas are starting to go down that road where fellas are starting to like notice their, like, let's get it right. I want the health, but I also want to look good. Because I'm fucking pictured all the time and I'm fed up with people going, you fat cunt. And you know what?
The people actually say it to you, do you?
I'll tell you the biggest one, right? We went until... This was the one that made me go, right, well, fuck this, right? We went into the Beachlands Hotel and the waitress came over and she went, are you your man, the comedian? And I went, and she went, you're not as fat in real life as you are in your videos. Like, you're a fat bastard in the videos, but you're not a fat bastard in real life. You're just fat. But listen...
It's mental. I can't understand. I would never walk up to anybody and say, "Oh, here, you're not as ugly as you look in your video." Like people say stuff to me like, "You're actually sound. You're actually really sound," and I'm like, "What did you think? It was going to be a dick?" I'm not a fool. Just because I'm doing a video doesn't mean I'm a fucking wanker. Like,
I think that people don't see the human being behind the videos. I think it's easy to slabber to the video or slabber about the video, and then if they do get to meet you in real life, you're actually not that bad of a person. Like, unless you are a genuinely, do you know what I mean?
Unless you're a prick, like, you know what I mean?
But genuinely, I've had 2 girls come up to me one time at a gig. 2 young girls come up to me at a gig and went, me and her were sitting there during the show and watched that. My wife was standing there and she was fucking disgusted about it, right? And it's rightly so. Even though you're fat, like a big fat fella, we would fucking raid you. And I was like that's not even... And so I said to them, and she went to me, why'd you spend so much time here with me? Because I was saying to them, have more respect for themselves. Never mind me. You know, like it was... They thought they were being flattering to me, but they were actually fucking...
Being wankers.
And that's what I was sort of saying to them. And that doesn't happen all the time, but that was a comment that was made, and my wife heard it and she was like, does that happen all the time? And I was like, that actually doesn't happen all the time. But I had to say to them 2 girls, have more respect for yourselves.
See, for me, mate, like I get weekly, nearly every video, there'd be somebody having a dig about something. And I get, like, you've seen me do videos taking a piss out of it, because I'll share the comments and I'll make their names be seen so that people see it. See the amount of times them names, when I've shared it, they've messaged me and be like, yo mate, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean what I said. And I was like, oh, you're only saying that now because I've exposed you.
When you call people out, like,
because I don't give a fuck. Because I'm like, you wouldn't say that to me. You wouldn't come over to me and say that. You wouldn't tell me I should have been swallowed up by my man. Like, so why would you write it online?
Yeah.
What I try and do is always flip it around. I'll say, this definitely is a reflection on you. You're definitely unhappy about something if you took the time in your day to write to somebody you don't know and slobber at them. It's the same thing with that there, but that's more dumb, I think. I think that's just people being stupid. Coming up and being like, oh, you're not as fat as you are in real life. Like, you're not as fat in real life as you are in
There's
video.
some people don't have filters.
Yeah, they're just not very sharp, like, fuck's sake.
You know, you don't. And she was working in a hotel serving me. If I had went up,
made a complaint, she'd lose her job.
if I had put that up on the fucking internet, she'd have been done. Like, she'd have been fucking sacked. Like, you can't. And you know.
Yeah.
She just said, but I didn't take it that way. Do you know what? I actually took the good out of it and went, fuck, I'm not as fat in the videos. But I think people recently have been saying that I'm losing weight, and they're going, oh, you've lost some weight.
Yeah, well, you can fucking see it, mate. You've dropped loads.
You know what I mean? So that, and people's noticing it and going, oh, you're fucking losing weight and stuff like that. But that I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else.
Yeah.
It's what I'm doing it for my kids, and I'm doing it for me, fucking health ways. Because, you know, I've noticed getting to this age, it's not as easy to get off. Years ago, I could have fucking trained for fucking 12 weeks, and everybody was like, shape you're in.
You get led into a false sense of security when you're younger, because you're like, oh, this is handy. I just flip back, really I just take a foot off the gas, eat a wee bit more, and then get back.
And as you know, I've been really motivated, but my gout's been fucking
cracking me up.
And do you know what I mean? Yeah, and then you're like, and people don't understand good as well, and they're going, well,
I think it's from the 50s or something.
The guy takes me for boxing. He's like, he doesn't understand. Like, he is like, there is no pain, you know.
Yeah, that's an old school mentality, mate. There's no point in fucking...
And I've been turning up, but he's seen that I've hopped into the gym, like.
Yeah.
But he's going, you're turning up, that's a good bit for me. Do you know what I mean? He's like,
aye.
Do you know?
I mean, look, there's people, some lads, especially in my kind of work, like, lads will think like that. They'll be like, it's over a macho thing where it's like, at least you're fucking here and just get going. There's an aspect of that, but there's also an aspect that need to manage your fucking health. Like, at the end of the day, there's no point in making you do something and then you being out for 6 months because you're like, oh, I fucking damaged my whole foot.
Well, like, it won't damage it anymore. It's more damaging if I don't get the crystals out of the joints. That's the problem. So I need to lose weight because it says good, lose weight, healthy
eat healthier, eat cleaner.
100%. So it's, my body just can't take gravy. It's all that manufactured shit. You can't have it.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I actually fucking like making my own dinners from scratch. Like, I stopped using DONNELL and all that shit years ago. And if I was to make a spaghetti, it's made from fucking scratch. And, you know, tomatoes and fucking, you know, you make your own sauce and all. So it's not that hard to do. And I actually have no excuse now because I run the kids to school. And then, apart from doing podcasts during the day and a few meetings, you know, I have time. Whereas when I was on a building site and you fucking get up out of bed at fucking 8:15 and jump in a van, and you didn't even make yourself a sandwich, and then you had to go and get a sausage roll in the fucking thing.
Exactly.
I have no excuse now because
you have a bit of time there to do it.
100%.
See, whenever some people don't, they're working 12 hours and all. Yeah. And here's me trying to say, you've no time. You've time to go to the gym, and you're going, I kind of feel sorry for you because I know you don't really like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You have the time there. It's just whether you use it or not. 100%. See, the other thing I always say is that I haven't had to say it to you yet, but I always say to people, show me your screen time. Yeah. No, and they go, and I'm like, yeah, show me it. And then they go,
then fuck. You go, aye.
Aye, that's where it is. 11 hours on your fucking phone all day, like, is what it is, like, do you know what I mean?
100%. And do you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I used to train in America, and it was a guy, he was a bodybuilder, trained me, and he was like 45 minutes in and out. And I know if I was over there now, I don't even know if Jim still fucking trains, because he was in his fucking 70s then. He was in the fucking, probably dead. But now, like, phones not, because there was no phones then. Yeah. Like, I know if he had his gym still open now, you wouldn't get him with a phone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I used to have a rule for myself, like, no phone in the gym. Yeah. Now I need it for fucking measuring.
Well, that's it. But people think I'm sitting in the gym actually now doing your stuff, and I'm going, cunts are looking at me. Like, there was a fella he was waiting on a fucking a thing I was using, and I know he was coming around in the earphones, and he's going, bastard. But it looked like, but I was the timer was going, so it was a minute and a half rest, you know, and you're doing it. But here, no, it's fucking great to have you in, and it's great to have somebody local in that does something different, that's not comedy, and it's not a thing. But you've spoke a wee bit about it. So you went to Australia when you were what age?
23.
23.
22, 23. 22, I think it was when I went.
I'm
Stayed
going to
there
Australia
for
next month.
three and a half years. You're going there next month. I sure my mate messaged, he messaged you there about going to his boxing gym.
no.
You gonna take up a bit of work?
What?
You gonna take up a bit of his work?
What do you mean?
I do buttering a buff. I'd ring your man, get to the job.
I don't know. What would you say I am? I'm not butlering the buff. I'd be butlering the you're not that fat in real life. So, did you Google that, Sean?
Yes.
So I'm not talking shit.
Well, I actually couldn't find that exact one, but there's actually a lot of cases of strippers being sued.
For their dicks taken off people's heads.
So like my search was male stripper sued for whiplash, right? And I ended up getting very familiar with a stripper in Atlanta, Georgia called Whiplash. I didn't want to be saying that today, but
Why is he called Whiplash?
I don't know why he's called Whiplash. Maybe it was him that had the claim against him. But no, but what I have found, the only thing in England that I found was a granny that sued a stripper because he blinded her with his trousers. So like when he whipped his trousers off,
He
smacked her in the eye, and then she became blind.
Oh, fuck, that's grim, like.
That is grim.
That is grim.
Last thing she saw was his knob, like.
I can't see. We'll sit at the front then, Maggie. Fuck's sake. No, seriously, I can't see.
Then, but the only one that I could find, there's literally loads of stuff here, but the only one I could see related to whiplash was in America, in Florida. There was, and this is to do with a female stripper. A man sued a female stripper during. I think he was the groom, and this was his stag do.
Right.
And he says that the stripper's tits gave him whiplash.
Because she's done the fucking motor.
Fuck me, some pair of wabba-dops on her anyway.
Is there a picture of her Nellies? No.
It just says
Google that there, will you?
It just says the stripper's 60-inch breast caused the neck injuries.
My brother-in-law brought me to my first strip club in America, and obviously my wife's brother, and he brought me till he says it's just going to go down. We'll have a drink just to show you, just to say you've been in it, and then that's it done. We're not going to go back at shit. And it was called the Thunderbird, I think it was called, and it was in Wildwood, and we went in. And genuinely, this wee stripper come over, like, they were the worst strippers I ever seen. Like, it was like something from Shameless. Like, it was just, but this wee stripper come over, and literally, like, she had fucking nipples, and that was it. Like, I had a bigger chest on her.
Aye.
But she kept coming over, and she kept doing that to my brother-in-law. And he turned around, and he went, "Seriously, honey?" And she went, "You want to play with me?" And he went, "I have a wife in the house that has 2 ditties with drowned donkey. Get the fuck out of my sight." He fucking collapsed.
He's just right as well.
No, but he was telling the truth. You know, his wife did have big breasts, but he was going, "Get the fuck," like, you know.
There is.
Get them out of my face, like, it's just a fucking.
I was sure, what are you going to do with them, like?
Just trying. But, yeah, well, that's good. There we go. We'll look out and see it. But, yes, we'll do a couple of questions. Go over to the Patreon and do a couple of questions.
So, if you want to hear a bit more.
Yeah, go over onto the Patreon, and me and Emmet's going to answer a few questions that come in. And thanks for coming on, mate.
100%.
So if anything to plug or anything that you want people...
Follow me on Instagram, Mckenna _PT. Get me on TikTok, same name, and then Emmet McKenna on Facebook. And sure, if you're wanting to get online coach, you know where I'm fucking on, like.
And look, there's no better thing. I've been working with Emmet. I think he's a fucking great fella, and I think he's a very good coach. He's not in your face, but can be if you want.
For the right price, I'll be in your face.
Emmet, thank you very much. Keep fucking watching the Mudblood. Keep it lit. If you want, I have tickets for the SSE Arena on the 4th of October. Get them bought. I've extended the tour. I've added new dates on. You can get them all on my website, paddymcdonnellcomedy.com. And keep supporting, keep subscribing. Go on the Patreon. You get some added content. And thanks to our sponsors, Hench. Yeah? Hench Distillery. You'll see them behind us. If you're going to have a drink, pick Hints. It's a local county down distillery whiskey factory. No longer is it wee men sitting in a bar sipping on a whiskey. Whiskey's now became a very good thing. They're very good to us. Drink responsibly, and thanks to Hints Distillery. I'm Paddy McDonnell. That's Emmet Mckenna. See you all next week.
I feel empty.